One of the most amusing narratives to come out of the protests in the last couple of days has been the creation of the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in Seattle, Washington. Now, this is a 6 block area that Antifa and Black Lives Matter protesters have basically claimed as their own. They're not just, this is beyond Occupy Wall Street. They actually are saying that this is an autonomous area that is no longer subject to U.S. law or Washington state law or Seattle statutes. They're claiming this as their own country. So that's created a lot of really interesting philosophical discussions. Are these people terrorists? Are these people enemy combatants? It's an interesting thought experiment because we haven't had to really experience this since the Civil War. We haven't had someone actually try and declare independence like this in a very long time. But one thing that I've really enjoyed watching has been to see these Chazinistas figure out how they're going to feed themselves. This was a tweet that went viral a couple days ago. The Chazinistas and CHAZ basically started offering free food, and homeless people took all their food away. So now they're asking for donations, but they only want vegan meat substitutes, fruits, oats, soy products, and anything that can help. They don't want meat, they only want plants. So the interesting thing has been to watch as these Chazinistas have tried to figure out how they're going to feed themselves. If they're in it for the long haul, they're going to need to be able to create a lot of food. They're just a 6 block nation. They don't have a lot of living space to grow food. To raise livestock. They're going to have to figure out how to do this pretty quickly. So it's been really interesting watching how they have set up their community gardens. This on the left is from the first garden that they put out, and this is the brainchild of a man you can see on the right. His name is Marcus Henderson. He is the brainchild behind the CHAZ's community gardens, people's gardens. It doesn't take much to realize that these people are going to starve to death if this is the food they plan to survive off of. I mean, I see basil, I see string beans. It's a mess. It's a complete and utter mess. You look at this; they're planting directly on top of cardboard. Now there are strategies out there to use cardboard to kill grass, but typically you don't do it like this. You kind of dig down deep, or you build a raised garden and you use the cardboard at the bottom layer to kill off any grass or weeds, not to just basically throw a couple of scoops of dirt on top of a piece of cardboard and call it a day. These people are going to starve to death. These people are absolutely going to starve to death. If this is the best they have to offer, if this is their best shot at creating food for their new republic, or actually, I don't even know what they're going to be. I don't know if they're going to be a republic or not. Maybe they're going to be a Democratic People's Republic, for all we know. If this is their best foot forward, they're all going to starve to death. And this is a sign that we saw from their garden. This garden is for Black and Indigenous folks and their plant allies. Now, I don't know if we're being trolled here, but the idea that there are such things as plant allies in the Black and Indigenous fight, this has to be a troll. And yet, it's up there. It stayed up. No one's taken it down. So even if it is a troll, the people there agree with it. I want to throw this picture up because this is really, really funny. This is them trying to plan out their garden in the CHAZ. And look at that guy on the top left. That's the look of complete despair, realizing that you have to feed a couple hundred to a couple thousand people for a long time on this pathetic plot. Like, look at that. He is not confident in this garden's ability to feed their people. So there's a bunch of pictures, and I'm looking at all these pictures, and each picture just gets worse and worse. Like, this guy's taking a picture of it. Like, they're so proud of their little community garden. Look, they added some mulch for some pathways. Like, they mulched it before they figured out how to actually plant the crops deep enough so they could take root. It's absolutely incredible. And I want to show this picture because this picture is possibly the funniest part. Look at the bottom right. Look at that plant. This plant was just planted that very day. It is already dying. It is already wilting and dying less than a day after being planted. There is no hope here. If this is how they plan to feed themselves, they are going to starve. But luckily, it won't get that far. Because no, their garden was not destroyed by an act of God. It was not destroyed by a rainstorm or drought or mismanagement. It was destroyed by some protesters, I don't even know if these are protesters, dancers, high on something, who decide to destroy the whole thing.
Just somebody find a stake, how to grab this, get it one here, and then once it's all around, I'm going to talk to you at the same time.
Just to be clear, this is the same garden that we saw in this picture. As you can see, it's the same building in the background graffitied. This person spent all day planting his crops only for these idiots high on something to come around and just destroy it. I want to play this again. Because watch. Yeah, all eyes are on this dude waving around his stick like he's some kind of samurai. I mean, it's a great place to practice your Tai Chi on top of the community garden. All eyes are obviously on that guy, but watch the other gentleman. Watch as he is hammering the dirt, hammering the cardboard into the dirt. Watch this again.
Just somebody find a stake, how to grab this, get it one here, and then once it's all around, I'm going to talk to you at the same time.
What is he doing? Hammering the dirt? And look, you can see at the bottom there's a little indicator that something is planted there. This wasn't before they planted their crops. This was after. They destroyed this thing. They destroyed this thing, and he's hammering the dirt. These people deserve to starve. They absolutely deserve to starve. I don't think it'll get that far. I don't think they'll be allowed to continue this little experiment that long. But it just shows that they aren't even planning ahead. They've declared independence without even the slightest thought on how they're going to feed all these people. And when they finally do put down the worst garden that any of us have ever seen, these two idiots, high as a kite on something, come over, practice their martial arts, hammer the earth, and destroy the whole thing. It's incredible. It is so poetic. I don't even think there's anything else I can say about this. Well, let me know what you think, though. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Please do hit the like button, and please do hit the share button. More and more people need to see what's going on in the Democratic People Republic of CHAZ. They need to see the abysmal failure that this is. Please do hit that share button, and please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps us as we try and grow. Thank you.